So here at HangarJ, the big question this week is, how do you do a cooking video without cooking anything? Well, let me introduce you to a steak tartare a la HangarJ. Here's some beautiful Diamantina Wagyu rump, which again, as usual, Simon sorted me out with from Bellarine Spit Roast and Charcoal Supplies down in Moolap. The link's in the comments if you need to hit him up. And there's some jars just to give you some clues of some of the ingredients, but we'll do the full preparation after this first step, which is 2 or 3 days just sitting in my fridge to take some of the moisture out of the steak. You can see it's on a rack there, nothing's touching. I might even put a bit of paper towel over the top just to get that moisture level down and improve the texture of the steak even more for this beautiful raw traditional European taste bonanza, which is what I like to call steak tartare. So let's stay tuned, and this is step one, and look forward to completing the process. So here we go, folks. The meal you cook when you're not cooking a meal. But hey, this is still a vegan-free zone. So we've got that beautiful Diamantina Wagyu rump that's been sitting in the fridge now on this rack for about 4 days. It's dried out quite a bit. It's very firm to the touch. There's no obvious moisture. A little bit of trimming I'll do just to get rid of any gristly parts. But I'm going to be slicing this up and chopping it fine. You do not mince it. You just chop it to the coarseness or fineness of your liking. And the other ingredients here in Julian's HangarJ steak tartare, going from the left, we've got smoked paprika, Tabasco, which you add as much as you like. Chop up the Cornichons, or it's a fancy name for small gherkins. Another liquid is your Worcestershire sauce, Dijon Mustard. Chop up some capers. Traditionally, parsley is the go-to in steak tartare, but I actually like the peppery profile of some fresh basil, so I go 50-50 with some basil and parsley and a couple of shallots. Of course, the egg yolk, which is the signature of steak tartare, I prefer to mix it in rather than have it sitting on top like you see in the postcards. But that, my friends, is steak tartare a la Julian at HangarJ, and I can't wait to chop it all up and mix it all together. So here we go. Just before the final step, I've chopped up the beef nice and fine. Again, you can dice it how you like it. The secret here is keeping it cold. I actually put it in a double bowl with ice at the bottom. I even put my chopping board in the freezer and leave the steak in the freezer for maybe 10 minutes just to firm it up a little bit. So we're going to basically mix in the other wet ingredients. Got the capers and cornichons, got some shallots, that's parsley and basil, the egg yolk, of course, which goes in there. The liquids which I go for is Tabasco, Worcestershire sauce, and some smoked paprika, and Dijon mustard, which I think is one of the most important ingredients. Then we serve it up on some beautifully toasted bread slices. This is a Coles ciabatta cut up, and then with some olive oil and salt flakes. And then one of the best little hacks is actually you rub the garlic onto the bread to zest it, and then spoon on your steak tartare. It's gonna be freaking yum. Here it is, the finished product. That's dished up with some smoked paprika sprinkled on top. You've got the garlic there to zest the bread. Also this beautiful truffle oil from Manjum up in Western Australia. That is absolutely liquid gold. Drizzle a little bit on top. There it is, and again with one of my favourite local wineries, Terindah Estate. That's the single vineyard Zinfandel. This is a 2015. And mate, it is going to wash down absolutely beautifully with this sensational meal that I've not cooked. So there you go, guys. That's the latest cook that wasn't a cook from HangarJ. Steak tartare done with the Diamantina Wagyu from Simon at Bellarine Spit Roast and Charcoal Supplies. Key there is get the right cut of meat. I love Wagyu rump. Not overly marbled, just enough, keep that texture, but just hit up your local butcher. If you're lucky enough to have a good butcher, just ask their expertise. They are the people that know what to suggest, and tell them you're doing a steak tartare. I reckon follow the tips. The key tips from my method is dry it for a little bit just to get a bit of the excess moisture out of the meat. Make sure Dijon mustard's an absolute must. Don't cut it too fine. Get a little bit of texture, fairly coarse. Obviously add your flavors that you like, and you can't go wrong. Rubbing the garlic on the toast, mate, that is an absolute kicker. Hopefully you like garlic, because you'll be tasting garlic and smelling like garlic for a little while. But that's it from HangarJ for this session. Again, steak tartare, enjoy.